Hey, Prodigious Trip here, and today we're going to talk about Daryl Dixon, episode 2. Again, I really didn't want to do like a spoiler corner, but I figured I'd just talk about the episode anyway. That's what I did with the first one, so I guess for this whole series, I'll just sitting here and talking about it, of my own thoughts and things I like about it. So spoiler alert if you haven't seen episode 2 of Daryl Dixon. I really do like The Walking Dead. Again, it's a great series. I just like the main show, though. I don't like the spinoffs. I just stick to the main show, so that's why I like, Daryl is definitely one of my favorite characters, and he's been there since the beginning, so I'm glad that he stayed and he survived. And I don't want to go into too much of episode 2, but I mean, like I said, spoiler alert if I do. So far, I'm seeing a theme throughout a couple of these episodes. Even though it's the second episode, I'm just like, I have a feeling that throughout the whole season, it's just going to be like, I don't speak French, And Daryl's going to pretty much say that to every single person he meets. And I have a feeling that everybody in France is going to be able to speak English. Because so far, they're just like, oh, you speak English? Okay, I'll just talk to you now. I'm like, really? Just everybody speaks English over there? Or maybe it happened after the apocalypse. So it's just like, oh, let's all speak English too, and just French. So, after the last episode, Daryl and two of the nuns and this boy, they go, I guess they're trying to make it to Paris, or they're trying to make it to some kind of dock so that they can get onto a ship or see if there's ships that are coming and going or not. So that's the goal. And so, in this one, you probably see my dog. So, in this episode, I guess a donkey's pulling their wagon, and they get sidetracked. The donkey gets loose. Or no, Daryl loosens or sets the donkey loose so that the zombies will follow that and let them run on foot. And they end up going to like a preschool, I guess, full of kids. And they've learned to, they're learning English because he gets there and he doesn't know any English. And so, Laurent, I think that's her name. Laurent is telling them that, yeah, we're nuns, but he's Father Daryl. And it was a joke throughout the whole episode that he's supposed to be Father Daryl. So they even ask him to pray, and he's like, okay. And, he does like a manly prayer, and then he takes his, bowl of soup and just goes, and all the kids are like, oh, let's do what Father Daryl does. So it's kind of funny. Again, I rather you have it focused, the show, I don't mind Daryl as a character. He's perfect. But have him fighting zombies. Don't have him teaming up with other people and other things like that. That seems to be like what they're trying to do, is always have a bad guy, villain, for the main cast to fight. And I kind of saw it after the governor in the original series. They kept on having this, oh no, that there's these, I guess it was the cannibals from, I don't know, at the end of the train station or the train tracks that they decided to go to. They got caught by them. There was it was just like a bunch of stuff. I'm just like, why does it always have to have a bad guy? And then they had Negan. And I thought Negan was good because he was more of a, I don't know, he was a cool bad guy. I like that. But here I'm just like, it's like you're having a villain of the week. And so, I'm just not feeling that. So again, these kids are all by themselves. They're being raised by one lady who is sick and dying. And Daryl was like, if you get some medicine and stuff, you might be able to help her. And they said, well, there's this one guy who has a horse, and he lives in this castle up the road, blah, blah, blah. He stole all the food, all the medicine and stuff. He's like, well, let's go get it. So Daryl just needed a horse to pull his wagon because he let the donkey loose. And, he tricks the kids into taking him up there so that he can get the horse. But he does get the medicine too. But at the same time, again, the old lady's like, I think she's already dead. I don't know. But he takes them up there, and what was kind of interesting was, these kids, they learned how to use weapons and stuff. They've They learned how to cultivate, so they grow their own food and everything. So they have a really nice little tribe. Again, it's all kids. I guess they were there at the preschool when the apocalypse hit, so they just grew up there all together and stuff. And so they even treated I don't know, the new kid, I think his name was Noah or something. I really don't pay attention to the names of some of these characters. But he's like, can I sit here? And they're like, no, that's where I sit, or who sits there? Somebody else sits there, blah, blah, blah. So they treated him bad, but he wanted to stay there because, they're kids and stuff. And Laurent's like, no, you got a destiny, again, whatever. They call him Messiah or something, whatever. But, so Daryl goes up to this castle to get this horse or whatever. But again, they do something kind of cool I thought was nice. This guy has a little castle, but he has a moat around the castle, like you see in the movies or, reading the stories. And the moat's full of zombies. So I'm like, all right, finally, I like them doing something more unique with the zombies, the sewers in in Maggie and Negan, that were filled with all those zombies that were not dormant, but somehow melted together, I guess, because of the methane or something. And there was that one zombie that was like merged into like five into one, like looked like Voltron zombie, and he was I mean, it looked really cool, and I like how they're doing these variant zombies now. And there was no these weren't like acid zombies or anything either. They were just normal ones that are just in a moat. And so Daryl goes in, does his thing. And of course, the guy in there is like, oh, you speak English? He's like, yeah. And, Daryl, is like, all these kids, they need this food and blah, blah, blah. And, the guy is trying to tell him that, like, I'm hoarding all this stuff so that I can get to my family back in America. And Daryl's like, yeah, your family's probably dead, so get over it. And so there's also a kid from the preschool area that he rescued. And so he's taking all this medicine on the horse and stuff like that. He's taking it back. And something happens. A bunch of tanks fall into the moat. And Daryl falls in with it. And I'm like, Daryl in a moat of zombies. This is what I want to see. And sure enough, he has a mace. And he just starts bang, bang, bang. And I'm just like... I know, right? It was awesome. And so he sees that the tanks are on the ground, and he takes a gun and fires it, and it blows up, and a lot of zombies explode and everything and stuff. But he's dazed and confused because of the explosion, and the kids come and rescue him and stuff because he said, I could do this on my own, but they come and rescue him, and of course they have to say, oh, I thought you wanted to do this by yourself. So again, it was an okay episode. Again, I'd rather just see Daryl by himself fighting zombies. That would be just great, especially in France. But no, you have to have all these side characters and meet all these people and stuff. And they did this whole backstory with Laurent too, where you see that she had a sister, and during she actually saw she was there when the zombies came and stuff, and she was snorting cocaine at a party. And she left the party, and as she's leaving, she sees, some people are arguing in a park. She sees cars driving really fast. But she goes down into the subway, and you see the subway. She goes down to wait for a subway to come. And sure enough, as a train comes by, all you see is just people fighting zombies and stuff and screaming as it goes by. And she's just like, all right, I'm getting out of here. So she runs back up the stairs, and she was just up there. And as soon as she comes back down, you see, cars upside down, explosions everywhere, smoke, and people running for their lives. And I guess it was her boyfriend that showed up to rescue her and drive away. So I guess whatever. So he picks her up and drives her away, and she finds her sister, finds out she's pregnant, and they're trying to escape. And her boyfriend is just like, hey, we can't keep her with us. She's just going to slow us down with the baby. So let's just drop her off somewhere safe, and then we'll keep on the move, and we'll be fine. So she's like, sure. Gives him a hug, steals the keys, gets in the car, and drives away with her sister. So you don't see the boyfriend anymore. Her sister is saying that she's having complications and not feeling well. So they drive to the place that has the nuns, or the church, I guess, or whatever, that you see in the first episode, and they go in there, the nuns help deliver the baby, but her sister ends up dying. So you find out, I guess, that it's supposed to be a twist that this kid, Noah, that she keeps on tagging or bringing her with her, saying that he's the Messiah or whatever, that's her nephew. And I don't know if it's supposed to be like this huge reveal or not or whatever, but I'm just like, okay, So, I mean, it wasn't like too big of a deal, but it's just, yeah. Again, it's not adding too much to the story. I don't know if it was supposed to be like this big secret or whatever, or how these twists are supposed to go, but I'm just like, it just stick with your story. And I get it, you want to try to get to Paris and you're going to have all these obstacles in your way and blah, blah, blah. But let's try to have more zombie problems than just, oh no, I ran into people and people are always the problem in a zombie park. No. Let's have the zombies be the bad guys in a zombie movie show, okay? I'm tired of people being the bad guys or whatever in anything. Like I said, zombie movie or show. Let's just have the zombies be the problem. And I do, like I said, I'm hoping they do more variant stuff with, like, I thought it was great that they had this moat of zombies. That was awesome. And Daryl even had to do he had to hook the bridge thing to get over across it. And I'm like, okay, again, so many things you could do with a moat full of zombies. And again, Daryl, moat full of zombies, can't go wrong. So do more stuff like that. I don't know what they're going to do with this kid or whatever. He was upset in this episode about his donkey dying. Oh no, not the donkey. So, I guess it was also supposed to be a reveal or maybe just like a twist that Laurent wasn't an actual nun, which nobody cares. I mean, it's not like, oh no, she was not a nun. Oh, I give up. I want something else. So I'm just like, the twists are not as cool as you think they're going to be or whatever. So I'm just like, don't bother putting them in there. Just stick with the zombies. Get give me some more zombies that if you chop off their head, acid pops out or something, or lava, let's do something cool, piñata effect, I don't know. But let's, again, I'm hoping that this season will be better than Maggie and Negan. It wasn't a bad season of Maggie and Negan. It wasn't great. So I'm hoping that they do something good, because they did get, I guess, greenlit for a second season. And so far, this one looks like it should be good. I'm hoping it will be. So let's do less people, more zombies, please. So that was just me ranting about just the second episode of Daryl Dixon. Hopefully, if you like what I'm saying and stuff, like and subscribe. I'll try to do some more fun stuff, and I'll try to see if I can get some more better camera and some other things later. So this way I can do some more fun stuff and maybe a capture video, so I can also actually do pictures and videos and stuff like that too that go along with this. So, all right, I'm Pro Digital Strip, and have a good night.